Today we're making a Tallahassee approved Plants vs. Zombies sunflower cake. Plants vs. Zombies is one of my most favorite games ever. Honestly, when it first came out, I played it obsessively until I beat the adventure mode. I then took a break from it and played it obsessively until I got the golden sunflower. For those of you that haven't played Plants vs. Zombies, that's a lot of hours logged. It's a slight addiction problem. In feeding my addiction, along with other addictions I have, such as baking sweet things that are also pretty, I love decoration recipes that are also really simple, that are just really basic, and suddenly, oh, you know what it is, it's a super recognizable character. Here's the ingredients and some of the not basic bakery tools that you'll need. There's one kind of weird one.
Milk chocolate chips, your favorite brand of chai, a small knife, 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter, white and black gel decorating paste, a 9-inch cake tin, 4 eggs, and Twinkies. You'll need at least 8, but they come in packs of 10, parchment paper, and lastly, a crock pot. Pour chocolate chips into a measuring cup until it gets to the 1½ cups mark. Throw those chocolate chips in a heat-proof bowl and melt them either using a microwave or a double boiler. Then throw in your butter. You're gonna stir it around a little bit, but it's probably not gonna melt all the way, so throw it back on the double boiler or back into the microwave until it's all the way melted. Then take out your 9-inch cake tin and flip it over. Taking out your parchment paper, pull off enough to cover the entire tin. Then fold it in half, fold that in half, and fold that in half until you get a very tiny triangle with all the ends pointing out one way. Measure it from the center of the cake tin out, and then clip at the edge. Then open up your most useful snowflake ever to make sure it kind of fits in there. Once it fits down, take it out and butter up that pan. Butter up the bottom, make sure you get the sides. I like to use my fingers at a certain point just because it really helps it get it nice and smooth along the sides of the cake tin. Then go ahead and lay your parchment paper down there and butter the top of the parchment paper too. Crack your 4 eggs into a mixing bowl, making sure to keep all of the eggshells out of the way. Now it's time to earn your dessert. You're gonna whisk and whisk and whisk until it's turned colors a few times and it's a nice light yellow. Take your chocolate mixture out and test the temperature to make sure it's warm but not hot. Then add a little bit to your eggs, stir really thoroughly, add a little bit more to your eggs, stir really thoroughly, repeat that process until eventually it's a brown color, and then pour it back into your chocolate mixture, stirring until there are no more streaks. Now take a cup of chai that you've made and add 2 tablespoons to your mix. Stir that mixture again until all those streaks are gone. Once the streaks are gone, take out your 9-inch cake tin that's been buttered and lined in parchment paper and pour that mixture in, being careful to scrape the bowl. Take your crock pot and carefully add cold water to a cold crock pot. And then take either a baking rack or a couple of heat-proof dishes and place them in the water. Then place your cake on top to keep it above the water. After that, put the lid on and set it to low. After about 2 hours, your cake should look like this, like it's somehow magically baked inside of a crock pot, because it did. Then, carefully take it out and set it aside, being very careful not to spill any water on it or damage it with the steam. Once it has been left in the cake tin for a full hour outside of the crock pot, take a small knife and run it all the way around the edges. Then take your serving platter, place it over, and flip it over, pulling the cake tin up, leaving the cake behind. Now you're gonna have to make a personal assessment here. For me, I thought my other side looked a lot cleaner, so I grabbed a spatula and very carefully flipped it over, but you're gonna have to see for your own cake what it looks like. Now grab some saran wrap, cover the whole cake, and go ahead and stick it in your fridge. Once the cake is cooled, it's time to decorate. The first thing you're gonna have to do is take 1 inch off on either side just to help it make it to an oval shape. You'll notice that sunflower has a very oval shaped face, so you're just gonna have to carefully kind of carve off a little bit here and curve a little bit there to get it to look how you want it to look. Now it's time to grab your Twinkies and cut them not quite in half, because the petals on the actual sunflower are shorter on the top and the bottom of the face and longer on the sides. So you're gonna kind of have to eyeball it and go, okay, this one's longer, so it's gonna go more on the sides, this one's shorter, so it's gonna go more on the top. They also don't follow a complete gradient pattern, so it's okay if you mess up and they look a little random, because they look a little random. For me, it took 8 Twinkies to go completely around the outside, but you're gonna kinda have to fudge it, which is why I suggest buying a pack of 10. Once your sunflower has his petals, go ahead and grab that gel decorating paste and get to work. The eyes are long ovals and they're actually closer to the sides than they are to the middle. Make sure you leave a place for a shine patch on them that is the same side on both eyes. And then a nice big smile with 2 dashes on either side to complete the face. And then lastly, those white patches in those holes. And then you're all done and you have an adorable Plants vs. Zombies sunflower cape that is approved by Tallahassee himself from Zombieland.